Hi, I'm Mike Bush. I want to acknowledge Commissioner Peter Marshall and his leadership over the last 3 years.
We're not perfect. We do make mistakes.
Peter's set the bar extremely high.
Constables who interact directly with the public must be clearly identifiable by either name or registration number. Constables wearing uniform must wear detachable epaulets on their outermost upper body garment. Wear only one set of epaulets at a time.
I do have skills that make me a nightmare for people like you.
Lose your job. Constables threatened to lock me up for obstruction, but he forgot to mention that the proper charge is obstruction of an officer in the lawful execution of his job. I have arrested him and he's trying to evade arrest.
No rush, just anyone that's around centering.
We are waiting for senior officers to take him into custody and process my lawful arrest.
Okay, so this was dated 2nd of July 2012. Mr. B. Steen, care of FYI requests. Dear Sir, this is from New Zealand Operations Group Police National Headquarters. Okay, Dear Sir, I refer to your request under the Official Information Act 1982, re-police officers' identification. You requested 1. What supplementary forms of evidence of identity in terms of Section 96, subsection 4 of the Policing Act 2008 are currently in use with the police for the police employees who would be generally regarded as uniformed officers. For the avoidance of doubt, this question does not seek information about the identification documents described in Regulation 4 of the Policing Regulations 2008. What regulations, policies or other internal guidelines exist concerning the supplementary forms of evidence of identity referred to in question 1, and what is their content? I can advise the New Zealand Police use 2 general forms of identification for uniformed officers. These are a police ID card, which, as required by Regulation 4 of the Policing Regulations 2008, contains the name and registration number of the constable along with a photograph of the constable, and a badge number, which is designated for that particular officer. For those members of the staff of senior sergeant rank and below, is worn when they are wearing uniform on police epaulets. The epaulets are worn, one on each shoulder of the uniform. The epaulets may be different, as these show the rank of the constable. The numbers are either on a round black disc or on an oblong piece of metal, both of which have the officer's registration number engraved on them. A name badge is also provided for the staff to wear, and if not wearing a badge number, a name tag should be displayed. The New Zealand Police Commercial Vehicle Investigation Unit officers also carry an additional identification card, which consists of a photograph ID and a name declaring them inspectors under a specific act, i.e. dangerous goods enforcement officers. These identification cards are only used when specifically carrying out duties associated with dangerous goods. The carrying of these identification cards or wearing of name tags or badge numbers are covered by police policy and the provisions of the police manuals, which state, and I quote, all police employees have an identification card issued by the Commissioner of Police which they carry with them whilst both on and off duty. This identity card has a photograph of the holder and in the case of a police constable highlights the fact that they hold the powers of a constable. Police do not have badges as such, but numbers of identity which are attached to police epaulets. We also have name tags which are either pinned on or fixed with a magnetic onto the uniform. It is, however, not compulsory to wear name tags. Some police staff are on duty but in plain clothes, CIB, photographers, youth aid staff. However, when off duty, there is a continuing duty by constables who have taken the constable's oath to keep the peace and prevent offences against the peace. Section 22 of the Policing Act, and we all know what that is. That's the constable's oath. And it doesn't just say that. Police staff, if in uniform, must produce the ID card to verify their identity. However, this is not always practical due to the circumstances of some incidents, and would not be expected of police staff in a protest situation. Really? So in other words, you don't produce it to that they have it, if in uniform, must produce ID cards to verify their identity. However, it's not always practical if they are in a protest situation. Why on earth would a protest situation, when someone needs to identify an officer, is that not practical? Don't understand that one. Constables who interact directly with the public must be clearly identifiable by either name or registration number. Constables wearing uniform must wear detachable epaulets on their outermost upper body garment. Wear only one set of epaulets at a time. The epaulets must carry the employee's appropriate rank insignia for the senior sergeants, and below also include their registered numbers. The registered number is also to be placed adjacent to the outer edge of the epaulet. Any breach of the policy may result in an employment investigation under New Zealand Police Code of Conduct. If you are not satisfied with my response, you have the right to complain to the Office of the Ombudsman and seek a review of my decision. Yours faithfully, Barry Taylor, Superintendent, Manager, National Operations Group. And he even signed it.